Hello, makeup lovers and others. Welcome back to Contour and Candor. As you can see, everything on my face is done except for my eyes, and that is intentional. We're going to do a more special look today, sort of the opposite of yesterday, no makeup. Oh, we're going to look like we were wearing makeup, for sure. All right, so let me get started. And I have a topic. Just, when you're super glammy, you think about where do you go when you're super glammy? And that got me thinking about weddings. I am a huge fan of weddings, as I have mentioned. I've been in a lot of them, and my sister's a wedding florist. But even before that, and my niece is a wedding florist, her daughter, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday to my Toddy Belle. That's not really her name. That's what I call her. And she's wonderful. And I love her. All right. So even before they got into the wedding business, and even before my own nieces and nephews started getting married, I've just always been fascinated. It's just beautiful. Who doesn't like beauty, right? So, okay. Let me talk what I'm doing here. So I am just laying down a very, very light, sort of a pinky white shade. This is older than dirt. I'm sure it's expired. Not great, but I love the color. It is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I don't even think they sell these palettes anymore, but they're really good. They should sell them. All right, so laid that down, and now I'm going to go in. This was a find. So I would never, ever, ever pay full price for this. It is a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. It's all fingerprinty, but yes, it's beautiful. It's super heavy, well made. They do sometimes, you can sometimes find them at like a TJ Maxx or a Marshall's, but I found them at CVS of all places. They sell some of the CVS's that have a robust makeup section will have like specialty stuff. They'll sell some high-end hair products and some like Clinique, some skincare things, and then they have a little bit of the Pat McGrath. So this is, excuse me, a very bold palette. We are not going to use much from this palette, but what's in here is beautiful. I'm never going to go for the glitter, but there's some shimmer shades that are beautiful, and then there's a couple of mattes that I love. So let's go in with, I'm going to start with this pinky shade. Yeah, so I used to buy, as a single woman, I used to buy the Martha Stewart weddings every month because it was so pretty, and I loved the dresses, and I loved the florals and the venues and the photography, just so much. What's not to love? And sometimes I'd be embarrassed, and someone would say to me, "Oh, are you getting married?" And I would say, "Oh no, my friend's daughter's getting married, or my friend's son's getting married." And I always had some friend who had a child getting married, or my friend's getting married. Yeah, so all of that's true. But that magazine would eventually make their way to them, but it wasn't really for them. It was for me because I love them. Yes, so I have, I feel like I have a little more knowledge about weddings than your average person, particularly your average single person. So, okay, what am I going to do next? I'm going to take this from the same palette. It's a very light shimmer shade, and I am just going to pop it on the inside, and I'm actually going to bring it into this part of the eye as well, because this will bring a lot of light. This is an area where I get a lot of darkness, so bring some light in. Okay, some tips or thoughts about weddings. My first thought is beautiful weddings do not need to be expensive. It is insane to me that people will spend $100,000, $200,000 on a wedding, or even 75. I mean, it's insane. You should not be able to buy a couple of luxury cars for the price of your wedding. That's crazy. So I would just caution you, if you are a bride-to-be, or you are the parent of a bride-to-be or a groom-to-be, just to kind of take a moment and set life goals, and position your wedding in the context of your life goals. And I think you'll find that one day, as precious as it is, as it's sacred, the joining of two people's lives together and creating a new family. It's a wonderful, beautiful thing. But it is still, at the end of the day, one day in your life. And you are just as married if you spend $30,000 as you are if you spend $300,000 on a wedding. Just as married. So keep that in mind. Some other things. Oh, having been a bridesmaid 9 times, I would encourage any bride to be considerate of her bridesmaids' budgets. And I guess the same would be for groomsmen, although when I was serving as a bridesmaid, almost everybody rented their suits on the groom side. I know it's more common now for groomsmen to have to shell out for a particular blazer or suit or whatever. But particularly for bridesmaids, oftentimes, particularly in my circles and evangelical circles, the people getting married are younger, and their bridesmaids are therefore often younger. And they don't have a spare $500 laying around to spend on a bridesmaid's dress, or 3 if they have 3 friends getting married. Excuse me. Still getting over being sick. Oh, this is Superhero No Tug by It Cosmetics. This is the shade Epic Amethyst, and I just really love how it's a special color. It really is. It brings a lot of depth. Maybe not depth is the right word. It just brings forward your eyes and brings just some interest to your eyeshadow look. So, little tip. I forgot to, sorry. Make that lighter. There, that's better. And I take this under and also in the waterline a little bit. All right. So, shop for your bridesmaids' gowns with their budgets in mind, unless you're willing to cover the cost of their dresses, shoes, accessories, etc. All right. Spend money on what matters most to you at your wedding. Is it the venue? You can have a very simple venue and have it made beautiful if you invest in the right florals. If you have a gorgeous venue, for example, my friend's daughter got married at a place, it was amazing. It had palm trees, and this is in Massachusetts, palm trees and all kinds of plantings, and it had like a pond, and it's an inside, it's like an internal, I want to say aquarium, it's not an aquarium, atrium, not really, it's like a sun, I forget, we had one in Arboretum, we had one in Pittsburgh. So yeah, I mean, there was so much natural beauty in that space that the florals could be a little simpler and have more impact bring pops of color to the venue. So that is a good tip there. If you pick a venue that has a lot of inherent beauty, you might be able to save on your flower package and other decor. Just a thought. All right, other things. Oh, a great photographer. You will never regret spending money on a great photographer. Yes, everyone has an iPhone. Everyone can take pictures and take decent pictures, but there's something special about professional photography and a really good photographer. A woman who I am friends with, I guess we're good acquaintances, but I think she's wonderful. She is a wedding photographer in the Savannah area, and her photos are art. Any bride or groom who is fortunate enough to get Esther Griffin, you are truly Griffith. You're truly fortunate because her work is stunning. But yeah, invest in photos. They last long after that day is over. So that would be my thought. Videographer, when I was in the, bridesmaid era, a lot of people spent money on videographers, and then they never watched their videos beyond the first time that the video came in. Take that as you will. I don't want to disparage good videographers, but if you have to choose, go with a photographer. All right. Let me just tell you a little bit about the process of wedding flowers. I had no idea before my sister and niece got into this business. It is at least a week's worth of work to prepare the arrangements, bouquets, boutonnieres, corsages for a wedding. Every single stem has to be processed when they're ordered about generally. So if your wedding is on a Saturday or Sunday, the flowers will come in on Monday, and they'll be processed on Monday. That means leaves stripped, stems trimmed, all of that. And then just the prepping of the vases, the floral foam, all of those things. If you're doing an arch piece, just the logistics of the arch piece, that could take a day of work just in and of itself. And then, of course, the process of actually creating the arrangements and getting them to a level of perfection or as close as possible. So don't underestimate the work that your florist is putting in, because it is substantial. And it's very stressful. And I know for my sister and my niece, they take it very seriously. They are always thinking about what the bride wants, and they by the time wedding week comes along, they may have had 3 calls or in-person visits. They may have had 13 calls if they have a high maintenance bride. So yeah, just think about, there's a lot that goes into that. Excuse me while I do the hard eye. This is the Urban Decay Liquid Lash in black. Love this thing. Trying to get it so that it is very close to the lash line. I'm not going for a thick line. Okay. Come on. I hate when it skips. And it only skips because I'm old. Okay. Oh, and if you have Pinterest boards and you share a Pinterest board with, say, your florist, be specific about what you like in that board. If you have a ton of wildflowers in your inspiration pictures. But what you like about it is the color, not the design. Be specific about that. Fullers are not mind readers. So if you want things to be what you want on your wedding day, you got to communicate what it is you love about your inspiration photos. My sister and my niece are very fortunate in that they have like stellar reviews and all of those things, and they've had very happy brides and mothers of the bride. That's a whole other story. Sometimes the mother of the bride is the driving force and harassing the wedding florist, and sometimes it's a nervous bride, but mostly they've been fortunate in that their brides have been lovely people and great to work with. I've had the pleasure of delivering bouquets to brides the morning of their weddings, and that is just such an amazing experience to be there on their special day, and to wish them well, to say, hey, I pray that God blesses you and your husband, not just today, but throughout your marriage, and to see how people react to that. It's kind of cool. Okay, I just put that away in the wrong, no, I didn't. Sorry. I just have to even it up a little bit. It's driving me nuts. Okay. Yeah, so some thoughts on that. Oh, shoot. Where did my thing go? All right. Know that your wedding day will not be perfect. Something will go wrong. Have a sense of humor about it and focus on what matters. You are not an event producer. You are a bride. And your goal at the end of the day is to walk away from that event with good memories and a joyful heart, knowing that you just married the love of your life. That should be the goal. So, if something goes wrong, they bring out an hors d'oeuvre you didn't order, if they start the wrong song for one of the dances and they have to fix it, it's okay. These are your closest friends and family in front of you. They love you. They are not here for a Broadway show. They are here to support you. And just keep your head on, keep your head on straight. And the same for the mother of the bride, the mother of the groom, the whole deal. All right, let's see. Oh, so important. Designate someone who's not you, the bride, or the mother of the bride, to be accessible to your vendors on your wedding day. What does that mean? That means that maybe it is your maid of honor, maybe it's your aunt, somebody who will know where you are, know what you generally want, and if there's a question, will know how to get that answer for the vendor. That's super important. So I can't stress that one enough either. And if you change anything, you have to have somebody let your vendor know. If a venue flooded, God forbid, if you've made a rain call, so you're moving from your outdoor venue to an indoor venue at the last minute, all of that needs to be communicated. And that brings me to what is arguably my most important point. Don't have your wedding outside. If you can, unless you live in a place where you have sunshine 92% of the year, don't get married outside. You are spending way too much money to put in your plan B. So if I could say anything to a bride, that would be probably my number one recommendation is don't go outside. There are so many great indoor venues, not to mention the logistics of an outdoor wedding. Everything has to be carted across landscaping in order to make it work. And it's just, it is It's so impractical. At the end of the day, you do you. What I say is never going to change your mind if that's what you have your heart set on, but think long and hard about your decision. Okay, just going with this color right here. And we'll just put a little bit of that right here to deepen this outer edge. Anything else? Oh, don't overlook the grocery store for your wedding cake. When my niece was getting married in Georgia, I have lots of nieces and nephews, we ended up getting her wedding cake from Publix, which is a phenomenal grocery store to begin with, but their bakery is out of this world. And they did such a beautiful job of decorating the cake, creating something that looked so custom, so beautiful. And the cake itself, it was raspberry elegance. If you know, you know. If you live in a state where there is a Publix, buy yourself a raspberry elegance cake. They are phenomenal. Anyway, so we got just a stunning wedding cake at an affordable price. You cannot go wrong with that. All right, I'm going to stop on the eyeshadow because I can keep going forever. I've already curled my lashes before we started, so it's just a matter of the mascara. Okay, so I was just checking the color on this, and this is the black. I have this this Thrive Cosmetics in black and also in a brown, which is very pretty. But if you're going bold, go black. Anything else? Be nice to your mama. That is my final piece of advice. I know you're stressed, but don't take it out on the people, the people closest to you. Be kind. Again, keep your day in perspective. Way more important than your wedding is your marriage. So go to the premarital counseling, buy the books, talk about the hard issues. How are you going to deal with money? Are you going to have kids? How many kids do you want to have? What are we going to do if, I'm not cut out to be a stay-at-home mom? What's our backup plan? Are we going to be okay? Are we going to fight if we come to a situation where the kids are in daycare? Is that a non-negotiable for us? Let's agree now what our non-negotiables are. Obviously, are we raising our kids in with faith? Hopefully you're marrying somebody who shares your faith. That will get you through a whole lot if you are. But keep that in mind. There are important issues you need to be talking about before your wedding. Don't live in the cloud of bliss and walk into a marriage without talking about things. Big issue. Money. What's our disposition towards money and savings and giving and spending? What do we want to spend our money on? Would we rather have huge vacations every year and live a more modest life in terms of the cars we drive, the house, mortgage that we're paying? Or would we rather, maybe we don't eat out more than once, twice, 3 times a month? Or you're me and you eat out all the time. But yeah, so talk about those things, get a sense of, come to agreement as much as you can on the most important issues. That is my advice from a single girl. And then my final piece of advice for all of us is respect marriage. Never flirt with someone's husband. If you're a husband, don't be flirting with some girl. Be respectful of your wife. Don't talk trash about your spouse behind their back. Not even to your best girlfriends. Find a safe person who maybe is one close girlfriend if you really have struggles and you need advice, or a therapist is always a good idea. But don't routinely put your spouse down in behind his or her back. it's not cool, and it will only serve to reinforce negative thoughts about your own spouse. That's not healthy. All right, I'm done preaching. All right, ta-da! Makeup look, purple top, a little bit of purple there, and oh, it doesn't look horrible in the good mirror either. That's a win. All right, thank you for joining me, and hope you have a great day. Remember, God loves you, and I'm grateful for you.